Thank you for a wonderful introduction. My name is Nick. I'm teaching at the university here. I happen to be the chairman of a community called Blockchain Community in the W3C, and I'm going to explain. I want to explain what we have been doing with in W3C as a community group there. So we are going to. I want to explain that. And this we have. It has been only 3 months that we have been existing. So you may never heard of this name before, but that is something newly formed, and it is. We have about 50 members now, and that will. We'll explain. I will explain. Try to explain what we do, what we are for. And let me see. Okay. Before I do that, I want to explain this. What Bill Gates has said about this, blockchain. Perhaps first of all, I have to make a comment about this blockchain. Supposedly the most important technology we have in terms of Fintech here in the conference, but I have to make a complaint that it is the last session. It should be the first session to discuss in the conference. What do you say? Yes? Yes. We have a few nods here. So you will hear that the importance of blockchain technology or distributed ledger technology from those speakers after me. So I'm not going to talk about how important, how many implications the distributed ledger technology has, but instead I want to focus on what we have been doing, what are the problems there are existing in the technology. So, but then before we say that, Bill Gates have said it is a technological tour to a divorce, sure. And also, who's this guy? Bob Greifeld, CEO of NASDAQ, said the biggest opportunity set we can think of over the next decade or so. So there's a couple of people. But me, I say, I have to say something as well, right? So it says, I go, and it is a technological innovation that will change how businesses and society operate and how we humans live. The change will be arguably bigger than what the internet has cost the human life, arguably. But then again, I really think this is one of the biggest, changes this will make in the next decades or so. So that's perhaps the most important technology here. The other day I was sitting with the mic, the next speaker. He said, it is disruptive technology defined by Professor Christensen from Harvard. And I said, no, it is not disruptive technology because it is not. Instead, it is Big Bang disruption. If you know a little bit of a technical background or this, disruption theory of disruption, Christensen, there was a big debate in the month of February, I think. And Professor Christensen said there are 4 components you need to have, and on and on. He was hiding behind those 4 components or 4 elements of disruptive technologies. And I think this one is a lot bigger than that was outlined by Professor Christensen. And it is probably the one outlined by Downs and Nunes. Downs and Nunes, actually the book about Big Bang disruption. Actually from Christensen, Professor Christensen actually advised to the people, to incumbents who is in the industry. Professor Christensen advised that You have to, adapt or die. That's the advice that, the Professor Christensen has said. And you know what? For Big Bang disruption, you have to do it right now. You have to adapt right now. That's my advice. That's the advice from Downs and Nunes. Who's that? Downs and Nunes. I think Downs and Nunes is the right people. So Downs and Nunes, it is a Big Bang, it's boom, it'll be happening. The reason is that the big pile of money is flowing into the blockchain technology, and because of that, it will cause it will cause a disruption bigger than anything else. That we have to give notice to it. So Big Bang disruption, how the Big Bang disruption happens? The Downs and Nunes actually say actually says in his book. I'm quoting from their book. In their book, it goes and it actually quotes from another book, which is Hemingway's. In the Hemingway's novel, The Sun Also Rises, and the question goes like this. There is a person asking the other person, how did you go bankrupt? And the person answered was, there were two ways. Gradually and then suddenly. That's what the nature of Big Bang disruption is. And this blockchain technology will bring the disruption just like that. It is not going to be happened for a while, but boom, it will just make it happen, just like a tsunami to you. And you have to believe that. And I think that's the evidence we are having big money pouring into blockchain technology is no joke. No joke. The technology will mature pretty soon with the big money in. So that's what we are saying. Incumbents are going to bankrupt. To paraphrase the Hemingway, gradually and then suddenly. That's the moral from the story. But the thing is, the problem is, blockchain technology we have, or distributed ledger technology we have, it is still young. You can say all different beautiful stories and beautiful potentials and beautiful possibilities. What we see is that it is still young. We do not know. We still have many questions than answers. That's why we got together. Here in Korea, we had 3 people got together, and we were scratching our heads. We did not know what to do. We had programmers, and not the business types. We had the programmers, and we were asking questions to each other, and we found we knew nothing. So we began asking questions, and we said, let's form a community that we can answer the questions. At that time, we meant to say we make a standard for Korean community here. In Korean, we thought we'll use a Korean character, Korean words, and for Korean interface and all that. Because financial institutions, when you make connections to financial institutions, if you try to make 10, connections to 10 financial institutions, they will give you 12 requirements. Because a couple of them will have 2 different sets of requirements, you see. So, if you work with the financial institutions, you have too many requirements, too many things to do. And you don't know what they're doing, and they don't know what you're doing. That was the problem. So we need many things to be resolved, and we wanted to have standards to be done. So we said, let's make a community group somewhere. And we decided to go to W3C, and we made a group there, community group. That was 3 months ago. That was it. The only problem was although we wanted to limit ourselves in Korea, it was globally announced as the nature of W3C. And we have about 50 people all from all around the world in these days. So unfortunately or fortunately, I'm the oldest guy among those three. So I became the chairman of the community group. Sorry, you guys. So that's how I became the chair of the group. Now, blockchain community was because it was found because we can say we wanted to harness the full potential of blockchain technology. Wonderfully done. We can say that. But the thing is, we have the more questions. In other words, we did not know what we are doing. Well, we knew that we did not know. That's a good news, right? Some people just do not know what they do not know, what they do not know, right? So, but at that time, we knew that we do not know. We are completely ignorant on many things that we want to implement. So that's why we began, talking seriously. But then we had to do the work done, right? So that we began doing it. And just like, one of those, we found we are three, it is like three stooges, scratching your heads, that's it. We had three pushes and scratching their heads, and that's all we were doing. That was a story that we had. So we did not know. But then what we found is that we invited Swift people and to discuss ISO 222. And guess what? We found they were scratching their heads as well. That Swift people knew, that Swift people are the ones knowing all these payment issues, right? But the thing is, they did not know how to make connections to, the blockchain technology. So they asked us. We called them and, can you do something? Can you help us to explain something? And what do you do? What we can do? And he goes and say, can you help us? Because they do not know what to do. So we found that it is not only us; it is all of us. Doesn't know making connections to each other, especially that if you see this little thing here, a little copy of documents here. It doesn't show my bullets, my light. So if you look at this left side, it is he's saying, ISO 222 is a messaging system, but blockchain is not. They do not know what to do. Just tell us what to do. So we did not know. We didn't even know how to make connections. Then we began discussing about how to make connections, and we still have lot to learn. We just began doing it. So we still have lots to answer, right? How about Disney guys? Suddenly, all of a sudden, Disney CIO of Disney joined us. He began asking questions what to do. Of course, we did not know. So we scratched our heads together. That's all we were doing, right? And we'll continue to do that for the next 2-3 years, for sure, until we have every segment of things to be get the answers. Then we'll continue to do that. And if you come to the community group, what you will find is that the questions. Oh, by the way, one good news is that you can see about 20 use cases that Disney have outlined for their own use. 20 use cases for Disney for their own use. So we do not. He was talking that this Joe Royce from Disney. He was saying I think we can control the waiting lines in the Disney theme park. What is that? How can you control the waiting lines in the theme park with, you know, a blockchain that's beyond my imagination. I'm sure many of you will never imagine that kind of thing. But if you listen to his explanation, you will begin understanding what he wants to do. What he wants to do with the blockchain. And he has all different, use cases just like that outlined. So, and that not only that, he has from the Disney, he had several questions or dozens of questions he doesn't know, such as this one. What feature could no, actually, I want you to look at this thing, lightweight verification. That's actually the question is over there. Can we make a lightweight verification of information assurance at endpoint possible? Can you make it? Nobody up to this point has posed the questions just like that. But if you think about it, my God, that's the question that we all need to answer, right? At the endpoint, its endpoint supposedly doesn't have that much of computing power. Somehow, can you make it lightweight?
We have 2 to 3 minutes to wrap up, please.
Oh God. Okay. So we got that. It is not important anyway. They got questions just like that. There are many questions we have. We still have. We have not even begin answering those questions, and there are questions we are just outlining all those questions. That's what we are doing. What we are going to do is that in W3C blockchain community, where we are going to begin to look at each and every questions and begin addressing resolutions for those things. So blockchain will challenge many things, many systems, including national monetary systems, as well as intermediaries, and those incumbent fails to change, and criminals. And I'm sure Mike will talk about the criminals, how government will incorporate criminal detection system in his what is that? RevTech, right? RevTech. So he's going to say that. So I'm going to skip that. But anyway, what we want to do is that we want to really, can we harness the potential, the blockchain to the maximum potential? We hope we can answer, and the community. That's true. It is true that if you have enough money, you can join R3, and if you have enough money, you can join Hyperledger. But all this, there are 2 different projects, R3 project and Hyperledger project. But we are in between. We are for free. You can join us for free and begin looking at all those technical questions, because that questions will come to you. Those questions will come to you, and that you need to address at the end of the day, even if you do not know. And there are, each and every question is very, very important. And I will encourage you to join us, and become a part of team. And so once again, this is the W3C community. I happen to be the chair there only because I'm the only oldest guy there in the community. Thank you very much.
I have to oppose that, not because you're the oldest, you're the wisest. I have to personally oppose. Do we have a question from the floor? Yes, sir.
Many new technological development, like cold fusion or superstring theory, that has no practical value at all. So what kind of true insight do you have that the blockchain will provide the real profit and the real benefit to us? Well, from your talk, it's not clear why blockchain is so useful. I understand the technical detail. I'm a programmer, so I programmed in Python. But why is going to be really useful in a real world?
That's a good question. It's blockchain. Why this blockchain is so important? I'm sure there are many speakers will answer to that question. But it is blockchain itself is not.
Why? I need insight why it's going to be useful.
That's what I'm trying to answer.
Yes.
Blockchain is not going to earn any money for you, but it is going to be infrastructure for the financial systems and infrastructure for Internet of the Things, infrastructure for big
Then
data.
can you
as
make
well.
money by providing this blockchain infrastructure?
Can you make money from having highways? It is just like making highways here, and
By collecting fee.
that same way. We can have fees collected for Disney purpose. You can have all this theme park money to be handled with this, and they can make a lot of money. But the thing is, it is just we are making infrastructure. We are discussing the infrastructure, how we build the infrastructure with this. And that will change Internet of the Things, big data, and as well as financial systems. Financial systems will be replaced by this, and that we have talked about this future of money in the morning, and that was the paradigm of money will be changed in the near future. That I see that.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. This was Professor Youngwhan from Konkuk University. Thank you.